Iowa remains a top agricultural state, ranking second in egg sales. However, the impact of trade wars, especially with China, has left many farmers here in crisis. The state's once thriving agricultural economy is now facing serious challenges. China's economic influence on U.S. GDP. China currently holds 4% of the U.S. GDP, a significant share. If China quickly liquidated its holdings, it could create immediate economic turmoil. This, combined with trade disputes, is inflicting severe damage on farmers, especially small family farms that are struggling to survive. Betrayal in rural America. In the past, rural counties in Iowa, Nebraska, and other Midwest states enthusiastically supported Donald Trump. But now many of these same farmers feel betrayed. Trump's tariffs, which were promised as protection for U.S. agriculture, have instead devastated the small family farms that once formed the backbone of American agriculture. Trump's protectionism has led to consolidation in the agricultural sector, with large farms absorbing smaller operations. The trade war's beginnings. 2018. The trade war began in 2018, with China targeting U.S. soybeans. China, once the largest buyer of American soybeans, imposed tariffs, leading to a collapse in demand and a sharp drop in prices. Farmers who had already invested in seeds, fertilizer, and equipment on credit were left with unsold crops. By 2020, farm bankruptcies rose 24%, and U.S. export losses exceeded $27 billion. The 2024 election, farmers still loyal to Trump. Despite the financial devastation, Trump's base remained loyal, believing the pain would be temporary. In the 2024 election, Trump won in 433 of the 444 farming-dependent counties, but the promise of a better trade deal has not materialized. Instead, Trump imposed another round of tariffs, even deeper and more harmful to small farmers. The toll of the new tariffs. This time, the tariffs are affecting small farms more directly. In the previous trade war, over 90% of bailout funds went to the largest 10% of farms, leaving the smallest farms to fend for themselves. Between 2017 and 2022, the number of farms under 10 acres fell by 14%. Meanwhile, large operations making over $2 million in annual revenue have more than doubled. The message is clear: support the biggest and let the smallest fail. Trade disruptions, the loss of global markets. The damage from the trade war continues. In April 2025, China canceled a 12,000 metric ton order of U.S. pork, the largest cancellation since the pandemic. Pork farmers in Ohio and Iowa, with no other buyers, were left with unsellable inventory. Soybean and corn growers were forced to cancel planting expansions as input costs surged by 40%. With no sign of recovery, the future looks bleak. A temporary truce, but no long-term relief. The temporary tariff truce in May 2025 brought a minor reduction in Chinese tariffs on U.S. soybeans from 125% to 10%, but Brazil, already a dominant supplier, has locked in long-term contracts. As a result, U.S. soybeans are now a backup option. The same shift is happening with corn, as countries like China and Mexico turn to Argentina for their grain supplies. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more updates and content. We've got plenty more coming your way. A silent crisis, no bailout in sight. Unlike in 2018, there is no promise of a bailout for farmers this time. While Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins has suggested potential assistance, no concrete plans have been announced. Farmers are left to wait with no guarantee of survival. Small farms on the verge of collapse. Small farms, particularly those owned by women, Black, and Indigenous farmers, have been hit hardest. Between 2018 and 2024, Black-owned farms declined by over 8%, Indigenous farms saw a 10% drop, and female-led farms lost half of their revenue share. The latest round of tariffs is accelerating the collapse of these small operations, many of which have already gone under. Farmers speak out, a struggle for survival. Farm groups such as the American Farm Bureau and the National Farmers Union have raised alarms about the long-term effects of Trump's tariffs. Even the American Soybean Association has issued warnings that even temporary tariffs can permanently erase market share. Across rural America, Farmers are organizing town halls, lobbying representatives, and fighting for their survival. What do you think about this case? Drop your thought in the comment and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.